So, hello everybody. This is Alan Fine, and I'm here with Adam Sachs, who is the director of S.A.L.T. S.A.L.T's the new program on Silversea's Silver Moon, and we're in Greece on one of the first inaugural trips, and this is Insider Travel Report. Adam, we're on Deck 4, and what's so cool about Deck 4?
What's cool about Deck 4 is it's become sort of a hub of culinary exploration on Silver Moon. We've got S.A.L.T Bar, a beautiful bar we're in right now, where there are signature cocktails that we've created inspired by the regions we're traveling through. So you've got drinks that have Greek spirits, we've got Greek beers, Greek wines on the menu, and then that will obviously change as we go to new regions. Next door to us, we have the beautiful S.A.L.T Kitchen, which is sort of the same idea for food. So it's got two menus. One is the menu inspired by the kind of larger region that we're traveling through, and the other is kind of a daily special called the Terrain menu, and it's based specifically on the ports we are going to that day. So that menu changes daily. So it's a really ambitious restaurant where it's every menu is sort of constantly evolving based on where we are in the world.
And if that wasn't enough,
and it's not, it would be. But now how much would you pay? No, right around just beyond that, we've got S.A.L.T Lab, which is this beautiful, intimate, stylish, modern, small, homey, bit of everything cooking space, a place to do hands-on cooking classes, cooking demonstrations, to sort of roll up your sleeves and get involved in cooking some of the food that we're discovering on the menu at S.A.L.T Kitchen, and then the kinds of food and culinary experiences we're having on the shore.
it's a very inspiring room. You walk in and you want to cook, and you see like hydroponic growth, and you see ingredients lined up, and everything is all at home. It would be nice if someone would set everything up for you to start cooking.
Yeah, you want to start picking things and sniffing them and smelling them and asking questions about things. It's kind of the place to go after you've discovered something and got a little curious on some S.A.L.T shore experiences, and you want to come back and learn a little bit more about that dish, or you tried something in S.A.L.T Kitchen, you tried moussaka, and you want to say, okay, well, what's the history of this? What's the story behind it? How do I make it? It's also got a little mini lending library of culinary books and memoirs and cookbooks. So I think for all the food nerds out there, or people who just want to scratch the surface a little bit, it's a really lovely place that can be used for a lot of different
And the staff is so knowledgeable.
It's a good crew. Yeah, people are excited. You go next door to S.A.L.T Kitchen, and there's Luis the sommelier, who is learned more about Greek wine in the last few months than he probably ever planned to. We have 50 Greek wines, which I'm guessing there's no ship at sea, Greek or otherwise, that has that kind of range. So every port you go to, there's 2 reds, 2 whites from that specific place. You come here, and Carlos, the bartender who you'll meet, is incredibly both charming but also excited about the Greek products, because we're in Greece. When we go to Croatia, it's going to be Croatian products. When we go back to Italy, it's going to be Italian. So it never gets boring. There's never really the same menu 2 days in a row. But if you like, some classic drinks, you come here, and Carlos will ask you if you want a Greek spin on a cocktail, or he'll make you something that you've never had, or make you a perfect version of what you already know you like.
Well, let's talk about the fact that some of the excursions are there's excursions, and there's S.A.L.T excursions where you can dive still deeper. And let's talk about that.
Yeah, so the idea is that you've got your sort of universe of fantastic Silversea shore excursions, and then within that you've got S.A.L.T branded ones. So S.A.L.T, as I may or may not have already said, is an acronym for Sea and Land Taste. So what does that mean? It means connecting the foods and flavors and stories and traditions and ingredients and all the good stuff from land to sea. So we've talked about the venues where you can try it here. S.A.L.T excursions are these sort of land-based adventures where you can scratch the surface, go a little bit deeper, meet some of the producers. We went on a great tour of a winery in Cyprus, and then we went into a beautiful village, and we saw this. You were a big fan of this, I know, as was I. I think we were probably the two people who liked it the most. There's this beautiful sort of sweet dessert that they make as a byproduct of winemaking. They take the must of the grape after they've pressed the grapes, and they cook it down. They add a little flour, and you get this kind of not quite jam, not quite this slurry of sort of
pudding,
sour, sweet sour pudding that this sweet old lady is making with a big thing that's as big as an oar,
right.
And she's stirring it for hours over fire, and
just for us,
and then they take little almonds, and they thread them with a little string, actually a long string, and they hang it on a hanger.
It was like a candy necklace, but healthy.
Yes,
it was grape juice and almonds on it.
Ancient winemaking Cypriot candy necklace. That's right. Now we know the roots of the candy necklace. So come on board, SALT Shore Experiences, and you'll find out where candy necklaces come from. And then in Crete, we were able to go up to this beautiful biodynamic farm called Peskesi up in the hills. One of the most magical places I've ever been in Greece or anywhere.
We were like on a movie set, but it was the real farm in Greece.
It was the dream the dream SALT experience, because you've got people who have real passion, who have real dedication to growing things in a really authentic, biodynamic, sustainable way, grow the most amazing tomatoes, eggplants, wild herbs, cultivated herbs, all the vegetables that they use for their restaurant down in town. But this place is a farm that's a destination that it's sort of hard to understand until you go and see it. The view is incredible. Yeah, the view is incredible. The food is incredible. They have one of the most amazing open stone hearth fireplace cooking setups you could ever imagine.
And they welcome you in like family, and they're even cooking a dish that's about the joining of the family by the joining of all the vegetables. It was symbolic of our being there.
It was beautiful in a symbolic level. It's beautiful visually, and then it's still all about taste, and it blows your mind how good it is. It's just, I can't believe, I can't sort of
so much food. Come hungry.
There's a lot, yes. You do. There's the one downside. You leave very happy but feeling a bit guilty about how much food.
But it was all healthy food.
Yeah, but you can't finish what's there. An amazing pork, giant piece of pork that they cook in this large pot, and then as the pork kind of gives off its juices, let's say, you put in bulgur and vegetables from the farm, and so you have this one pot wondrous dish that I dream about and dying to go back for.
They also did a SALT lab. I just remembered because they had me flipping desserts, and everybody we were all cooking too.
Chopping vegetables. We
were picking vegetables.
We were picking vegetables, chopping vegetables, eating vegetables. You did an amazing job flipping the pancake with minimal injury to yourself or anyone else.
And SALT is about finding these places for us.
Absolutely. I think if we can do one thing, it's part of it is taking that those tastes and those stories and bringing them on board, and then finding those people in the places we go, and thinking about, okay, this is a story, so who are the characters in the story? Who are the people we want to talk to? Who are the compelling people who are going to really express the food and traditions of this place?
Now, as an example of if weather gets in the way, the ship will then circumvent, and SALT will become something different. So, as an ad lib, as just a proof that nothing stops SALT, we went where?
So we were supposed to go into Amorgos, the island of Amorgos, and it got a bit windy, and the captain, wisely made the decision that the safest move was to skip Amorgos and arrive a day early in Agios Nikolaos, and I was excited because one more day in Crete is a good day to explore. Called some friends ahead, and we arranged to have lunch at this really beautiful hotel called the Blue Palace, about half hour away from Agios Nikolaos. It's not a small hotel, but it manages every little angle of it managed to feel very special, where it's elegantly done, it's stylish, and it's got beautiful views, and the restaurant was fantastic, I thought.
You'll see there's an island just off the coast which had been a leper colony for all of Europe.
Yes, it's been gentrified. Now it's just an amazing looking backdrop for your grilled octopus, and you're sitting under a pergola, the light's coming through, doing this like beautiful shadow and light dance on your plate with a million different meze, and you've got your those little fried zucchini chips were amazing. The grilled octopus. Every time you're getting a little too hot, the wind will pick up and you get a sea spray in your face. It's just like a little refreshing.
And the point is not to say, hey, I want to do that experience. Just know that the experience that you will have will be comparable. And that's great.
I hope so. Yeah, I think that's the fun of it, is that I really do believe that wherever you go, if you scratch the surface, you ask the right questions, you reach out to the right people, and you're curious enough, and with a little bit of luck too, you find these magical moments, and the story becomes the people you're meeting and the places you get to go, and you feel, as I do, as I know you share, very lucky to be there.
But that's who you are, and that's why they made you the director of SALT.
It's what my passion is, and it's what my sort of the way I've always seen my job is just to, I'm not a food critic. I don't sit and write this is good or this is bad. I just get excited about things and try to share them. I used to share them as a journalist by writing about them. And the fun for me and the excitement for me about this job is I get to share it with you and with the guests here, and we get to sort of make it something that is replicable and bring people to these places.
And we're all richer for knowing you, so thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Alan.
Question on, we're about to go to Santorini. Is it part of the SALT program or no? Yes. And if so, tell us about it, because I will show it.
Yes. Okay.
So we're about to go to Santorini. What are we going to experience?
So today we're in Santorini. A lot of SALT excursions we're really trying to make them interactive. We're trying to do things, cooking classes we mentioned, or combine a lot of things. This one's pretty simple. I was thinking Santorini. It's a beautiful kind of jet set island. You just want to go for a really nice lunch with an amazing view. And so there's a new restaurant that opened up just a couple months ago. It's open this season. It's called Vezine. It's a chef named Ari Vezine. He has a wonderful restaurant in Athens where I was lucky enough to eat a few weeks ago. This is his kind of island outpost, and he does everything similarly, I think, to what we saw in Crete. He does everything on open fire, so wood fire. So he's got this amazing sort of combination of giant wood-fired hearth cooking, very elemental, very basic, using the best ingredients, and then you've got this view, as many places do in Santorini, a view to die for. And
can't wait.
Yeah, we won't be there for sunset, but I think we'll have a beautiful lunch. Excited to share it with you.
So thank you for talking to us. Thank you for putting this all together. Thank you for being you.
Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please come and join us on one of these adventures. There's a lot of good eating to do in the world, and we aim to get out and try as much of it as we can.
Do you want to give a plug for your podcast?
Yes, thank you, Alan. So if you're getting excited about traveling, if you're planning on traveling, you're waiting to go, one kind of transporting thing you can do is listen to podcasts from places you're curious about. We put together a podcast based on, so there's Salt Lab, I was mentioning the cooking space next door. This is called Salt Lab Radio, and the idea is to take the kinds of conversations that we're having on board, the kinds of people we're meeting, the kinds of places we're going, and go and interview them for the podcast. So we did episodes in Albania, where this ship or another ship will go next year. We're supposed to go this summer, last summer, but as we all know, last year was a little strange. We went to Trieste and Slovenia. We met winemakers in Sicily. We met a great chef in Lisbon. Check it out, Salt Lab Radio. It's available on Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever you get your finer audio products. Appreciate the plug.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks a lot, Alan. This is great. As always.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.